Lack of affordability and uncertain times due to looming recession has put many home buyers on the sidelines, and that is why we had less number of sales in the month of October 2023. On the rental side of things, we finally saw some cooling off because the supply on the rentals did increase. So the higher supply on the rentals and low number of sales, they both are interlinked in some capacity, because the sellers who had put their listings for sale, they did not get the price what they were looking for. So they're pulling off their listings from the sale side of things and they're putting on rent instead. Hence the supply on the rental side of things have increased. I'm not saying the demand has gone down on the rental market. The demand is still there on the rentals, but the supply has increased. So that's why there's some relief on to the rental market. So now let's deep dive into the numbers and see what exactly is happening in the market. And also I just wanted to quickly highlight, if you have any questions about real estate, please feel free to book a call with me as per your convenient time by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. Now let's get right into it. So first, let's understand what type of market we are exactly in, and to understand that we need to calculate month of inventory. I know I've used this term a lot in my previous videos, but this is important because this is the best way to understand the absorption rate of the properties by the consumer in the market. So month of inventory is calculated by dividing active listings by number of sales. So if the month of inventory is between 1 to 3 months, we are in a seller's market. And if the month of inventory is between 3 to 6 months, we are in a balanced market. And if the month of inventory is beyond 6 months, then we're in a buyer's market. So as of now in Greater Toronto area, we're sitting on 4.1 month of inventory. So we are sitting on balanced market and leaning toward buyer's market. We'll have to see how things pan out down the line. And in downtown Toronto, in CO1, which is basically south of Bloor Street to north of Lake Ontario, to east of Dufferin to west of Yonge Street, in this specific pocket of CO1, we primarily find cluster of condos. So as of now in downtown Toronto for condos, we're sitting on 6.5 month of inventory. So we are in a buyer's market. So as a buyer, there are opportunities. So now let's deep dive into the numbers and see what's happening month over month and year over year in the Greater Toronto market. So here's the trend line of average prices in Greater Toronto area since July 2019 to October 2023. And you can see over here in the month of February and March 2022, this is where the prices went through the roof, and this is when the Bank of Canada stepped in and they introduced multiple interest rate hikes. And you can see after that, we can see a downward pressure of pricing for about by 20%. And after that, the prices started to level off. And in the month of March 2023, we again experienced an upward pressure of prices. And again, the Bank of Canada stepped in the month of June and July. They increased the rate of interest by 25 basis points in each month. And after that, again, we saw a downward pressure on the prices. I know in the month of September and October, it looks like the prices, I mean, on the chart, it shows that the prices have gone up. But in my personal opinion, I think there are a few couple of outliers, and which is making the chart look that the trend line is going in upward direction. So going forward in the month of November, December, and in January 2024, I don't think so that there will be high volatility, and I think the prices are going to hover around at this price point. There might be slight downward pressure, but I don't think so there will be a high downward pressure or maybe a high upward pressure on the prices. But we'll have to see how things pans out. Now let's do a year over year comparison to understand what exactly is happening. So in the month of October 2022 and October 2023, the average price increased by 3%. More or less flat, I would say. Number of sales have decreased by 5%. Again, not too much of a change. And number of days the properties have been on market has also remained more or less same. Active listings, so this is interesting again. So if you see the number of active listings have increased by 49% in the month of October 2023 to as compared to October 2022. So if this number goes up, I think we might see a downward pressure on the prices further. But if this number remains where it is, or if it decreases and the number of sales increases, then we might see a slight upward pressure. So it depends how things turns out to be. Now let's do a month over month comparison and understand what exactly is happening there. So in the month of September 2023 and October 2023, the more or less prices, number of sales, stays on market, and active listings, all these variables more or less have remained flat. We saw a slight increase in the pricing, but not too much, but just by $6,500. And in the active listings, yes, we did see an increase in the active listings by 2.8%. Now let's deep dive into CO1 area, which is core of downtown Toronto, and see what's exactly is happening over there. So here's the trend line of benchmark prices since October 2022 to October 2023 for condos in downtown Toronto. And if you see the price difference year over year, the prices have come down by about 1.69%, not too much of a difference. On the flip side, the sales have slightly increased by 9%. Again, not much of a difference though. And the number of days the properties were sitting on the market in October 2022 were 23, and in October 23 its number moved to 24. It's more or less the same. And but active listings have increased by 61% since October 2022 to October 23. So this is the reason why there's a downward pressure on the pricing. Now let's check out what's happening month over month. So in the month over month, if you see the comparison between September 2023 and October 2023, the prices have remained more or less flat again, slightly down by 1%. Number of sales have increased by 10%, not too much of a difference. Days on market also remain more or less flat, and active listings have increased by 3%. So going forward for the remainder of the year, I think there will be downward pressure for the prices for condos in downtown Toronto, but we'll also have to keep a close eye onto the Bank of Canada's next interest rate announcement, which is on December the 6th. So what does it mean if you're a buyer in this market? In my opinion, there are opportunities for you if you plan to buy and hold for long-term perspective, that is minimum 5 to 7 years. But what does it mean if you're a seller in this market? I would suggest to hold on to your properties if you can for some time, because things does change, but it takes time. So I hope you found this video valuable, and if you did, then please like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next video.